Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 88. And it's already been a very interesting day. 7 a.m. right now. Well, no, not anymore. But left home early this morning because, again, just like yesterday, I've got a long day ahead of me. Got a lot of travel to do. Today's about 450 miles. And I have to be back home early for a meeting. This meeting's a little bit later than the one that was yesterday, but I do need to be back in time for that. So we'll start off with yesterday's meeting. Went really well. Everything went fine. I actually took my son with me, and he had a good time. And actually, there were some benefits to being there yesterday as a kid. Some cookies and cakes and all kinds of awards and stuff that I get all the time, freebies like mugs and water bottles and things like that I don't need, that a kid would really enjoy. And so he had a good time being there with me. It was a little bit boring at one point for him, but he was a real trooper, so that was all cool. Yesterday, decent day, made a little over $1,000, and just want to keep building on that. I played low limit yesterday and had no issues, no friction. Variance was decent. I mean, it wasn't all roses, but overall it was pretty easy. 3 sessions yesterday, and it's just like, man, sometimes you feel like you're cursed where your expensive sessions do poorly, your expensive machines do poorly, but then your cheap sessions, your low denomination machines seem to be going well. But I'll take whatever I can get right now. So a couple things happened this morning already that I feel are kind of interesting. So as you know, a while back, I think between September and November, I got an American Express card. And the point of getting the card was I was going to get 250,000 points if I spent, I think, $20,000 within 3 months. I started spending the money, and then I was almost done spending it. I'd spent like 12 or 14 or whatever thousand, and I was on the cusp of getting my 250,000 points within the allotted time, and then they paused my card, and they said, "Oh, these charges are weird." And then I said, "Oh yeah, those are my charges. Okay, they're back on." And I started spending again, and they paused it again, and then I got it fixed again, and then they paused the card. I said, "What's going on? I've already verified all this stuff." "Oh, we need to verify who you are." Wait a minute here. Let me get this straight. You've already given me a $30,000 or $40,000, right now it's $40,000 credit line. And I've already spent like $15,000, and now you want to verify who I am? So they asked for my ID, bank account information, verification of income. They looked at my credit again, all this stuff, and they paused the card for a week, and then they finally released it. "Okay, everything is fine, sir." And then at that point, I was upset with them. I didn't want to use the card anymore. They had a $695 annual fee. I was getting pretty upset with them. So I finished my spending. I got my 250,000 points. I spent my 20,000, which gave me another 20,000 points. So I had like 274,000 points at that point. So I found a trip I wanted to take, because with American Express, you get more value for your money if you use it for a trip than if you just get cash out. So I booked a trip with American Airlines. It was 274,000 points. I only left a few hundred points in my account. I used all of it to get my entire family on this trip. We were so excited. We were going on the trip. And then I noticed that American Airlines, you have to pay for checked bags. So we pulled the old trick where we had one checked bag, and then at the gate, they always ask you, we need some volunteers, and if you check your bag, then we'll do it for free. So you've got all these bags which are carry-ons, and of course you'd rather have them checked all the way through than have to carry them around from plane to plane. So we check our bags, but American Express has a thing where they will reimburse up to $200 in checked bags on one airline for the year. So, of course, we would choose American Express, or, I'm sorry, American Airlines. So did that and finished the trip, and I don't see the credit for the checked bags. It was 2 bags total, one each direction, for $35 each direction. So it was $70. So I needed the reimbursement for that. It's been almost a month now. Can you believe it? In 5 days will be a month since we left for the trip. So I called American Express this morning, thinking it was going to be a 5-minute call. 45 minutes later, I just hung up with them. And of course, all the calls that I make are recorded. I've got evidence of everything. So I said, I need to get this reimbursement. And the guy's like, oh, I see you didn't sign up for the reimbursement. Why do I need to sign up for the reimbursement? It's a perk of being an American Express customer. Oh, no, sir, it needs to be signed up. I can sign you up, though. I'm like, okay, great. Now we're getting somewhere. Go ahead, sign me up. Signs me up, and he's like, oh, I see you weren't signed up before, so I might not be able to get you the points back. I'm like, what do you mean the points back? He's like, oh, you get 35% of your points reimbursed when you book with that airline, and that's for the whole year. I'm like, 274,000 points times 0.35, it's like 95,000 points I could get reimbursed. Are you telling me I could have gotten that trip and gotten 95,000 points back? So, of course, being the AP that I am, I start this big fuss about it because, honestly, this should have been done, right? So, when I started with them, I had the problem. I talked to all these people. I had the other problem. I had the third problem. They verified who I was. They verified my income, all this stuff. Then I had this person, like a host, call me up. Oh, I'm this person. I'm here to help you out. And, just let me know. Let's do a call together. We scheduled 2 calls. She missed both of them. So I said to the guy, I said, look, I went through all this stuff with you, and I called you guys up with the exact flights I wanted to take, the exact amount of points I wanted to spend. You guys said, okay, everything is taken care of, and you didn't take care of it. I want my points back. And, oh, I can't do that. I said, well, I want my points back, and I want my $35 times 2 back. Oh, you just signed up for it. I can't give it back to you. I said, why did you sign me up for it then if I can't use it? And he says, well, I can't. I'm sorry. You don't get the points. I said, okay, no problem. Please send me over to cancel my card. Sir, are you sure? We want to help you out. I said, no, thank you. I already explained to you. I had all these problems with all these people. People didn't call me back. They said things were signed up that weren't signed up. I'm good. Just let's close the card. Puts me on hold for about 2 minutes, and then sends me over to this very nice lady. I forget where she said she was at, maybe Tucson or somewhere. And she says, okay, he explained to me what's going on. How are you today? And I said, well, I'm okay. Well, I guess I'm not okay. I said, I was promised all these things, and this is not a small-time operation. This is American Express. I expect more from you guys. You guys are supposed to be the best. You guys are supposed to give the best customer service. I pay a big annual fee, and I expect good service from you guys. I said I had an issue with you guys earlier, and I ended up moving over $100,000 in business in 3 months over to Wells Fargo because I had a problem with you guys. And now I'm asking for what I deserve, which is what I signed up for, and now I can't even get that. And she says, well, let me see what I can do. Please allow me a couple minutes. Let me put you on hold, and we'll get this thing fixed for you. And I said, I perked up a little bit. Huh? You're going to get it fixed for me? Okay, that sounds good. She came back. I'm really sorry it's taking so long, sir. Can you give me just a couple minutes? I'm working with someone live. Then I reiterated, I appreciate what you're doing for me. I hope you understand I'm not frustrated with you personally. I'm frustrated with the company. The company has such a good image, and then I feel like I've been treated so badly. Oh, I understand, sir. I don't blame you at all. I would be frustrated too. Okay, thank you. She leaves for a few minutes, comes back. Sir, I just want to apologize that it's taking this long. I really want to do a good job for you. I said, okay. She's like, I know for a fact I can get you back the $35 for the checked bag times 2, so that's $70. I just don't want you to miss out on your points, because we calculated it's going to be between 94 and 95,000 points that we're going to get you back. I said, no problem. I said, what do you need me to do? She said, well, the department that handles that doesn't open for about 10 more minutes. I'm going to wait for 10 more minutes, and I'm going to call them, and I'm going to help you get this taken care of. I just don't want to close your account right now, because I can get you the $70 back, but if I close your account, I won't be able to get you the 95,000 points back. I said, no problem. She said, I'll call you back within an hour and a half. She said, within 2 hours. I said, look, I'm going to be in the car about an hour and a half. Other than that, I don't know if I'll be able to answer the phone or not, because honestly, I'll be at my first casino by then. So she said, okay, no problem. And I'll make sure I get back to you within an hour and a half. If you give me permission to keep the account open, I'll do everything that I can to get those points back for you. And I said, you know what, I really appreciate it. And I just want to tell you, if I had talked to people like you the whole time, the whole experience I've had with American Express, everything would have been okay the whole time. I would have never had an issue with you. And I really appreciate it. And I'm happy to start sending that $20,000 to $30,000 a month I was giving to Wells Fargo back to you guys. And she said, I really appreciate that. Do I have your permission to keep your account open? I said, of course. And she said, I promise I'll get back to you in the next hour and a half. So I called them trying to get $70 back. I might get $70 plus 100,000 points back, which I can use for the cruise my wife and I are setting up. So hopefully that all works out, and you know, we can use that for the flights to Florida for our cruise to the Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, and Tortola that we're going to take in July. So that's what's happening right now, and still heading to my first casino. It's a beautiful day outside. It's cold, but it's beautiful. It's about 31 degrees outside right now, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So I go into the first casino, and not really much happening in there. I see a lady I've never seen before, like an older lady, gray hair, ponytail. Never seen her before, but she's checking everything. You can tell she's new because of the amount of time it takes her to look at things, and I mean a long time, and she's checking things that most people don't check anymore because it's rarely in a spot where you can make money. But yeah, if you ask Blackjack Apprenticeship, I'm doxing her. So yeah, because I'm such a bad guy. I also saw a guy with earbuds. I'm doxing him because every guy with earbuds must be an advantage player. So yeah, I'm turning in all these guys, obviously, by mentioning their features. Filthy people. Anyway, I ended up only making like 1 or 2 small plays, and ended up leaving ahead $70. But there was really nothing happening in there. Yeah, which is, I mean, what I expected this time of day. So the people from last night put the money in. Someone came in early this morning, picked it up. And there's been very little activity since then. There was only one machine I couldn't check, and there was a possibility of something on that, but probably not. So anyway, right now we're moving on to another casino, and my one meeting that I actually had to attend of my 5 has been moved to another day, so don't have to worry about that. Although I will probably take care of a little housekeeping office work after my next stop. So that's what's happening right now. Gorgeous day outside. Might take a little video here and upload it, but all right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I move on to the next casino, which incidentally I am actually just leaving right now, but I thought I would take a look at this here. I saw they were doing some work as I was coming in, and they're putting in some new lights here, but it also looks like there's about 20 license plate readers at this place that I didn't notice before, all kind of clumped together. Maybe not all license plate readers, but a bunch of cameras and probably license plate readers all in one place. Next time I come in, I'll get a better picture of it and be able to take a better look at it. But I walked in, looked at slots first, and did not find anything. I then moved on to look for some blackjack tables to play, and I saw only 2 tables, and one was a 6 to 5 table, and one was a table that had 2 people on it already. Initially there was only one guy playing it, but they were halfway through the shoe, and I was going to come back and take a look, and then I came back. Now there were 2 people, and it had been about 15 minutes, and they still hadn't wrapped up that shoe, so they were definitely playing slow. They had that was actually a table that had the Trilux on it, which I mentioned in that episode, season 4, episode 83, recently, which was because I was missing episode 83, so I added that in there. I would say you should give that a listen and really understand how the Trilux works and what the house odds are on Trilux. But anyway, so I didn't play that table, so I was kind of lost. I didn't have anything to play, and I gave it another look around. I finally found another table. I sat down there. I bought in for $500, and just had a small, like 1 to 6, 1 to 8 spread on it. I win the first hand, I win the second hand, the count's starting to go up, and I'm getting excited. You know, we're already up to like a running 10 right away. So I'm thinking, hey, this could actually go somewhere. And then I got crushed for like, I don't know, a bunch of hands in a row. You know, when you're losing and losing and losing, it feels like every hand. It's not, but it just feels like it, especially when you're winning and pushing. I mean, losing and pushing, losing and pushing. And just a win sprinkled in there, here and there. Anyway, so I gave up that 500, bought in for 500 more, gave up that 500. The funny thing is, I got 2 blackjacks in there, but they were min bet blackjacks. And then things started turning around later on, another shoe, and so things were starting to balance out a little bit. But now I'd bought in for a total of 1,500. I was down to about 400, 350, somewhere in there, and things started getting better. And now I started exchanging hands with the dealer back and forth about 50-50, and then the count started going up. I started raising my bet and raising my bet and raising my bet, and actually got a nice little run there at the end to finish out ahead $1,050. So plus $1,050 on the blackjack, and I was relieved, honestly. You know, not that I was panicking that I was down, whatever, $1,200, but it was just like replaying the same movie again, you know. And that's the part that gets your brain screwed up, when you're like, okay, here comes the negative and the negative and the negative, and your brain is thinking, I'm going to lose, and you can't think that way. You have to, you know, not only, sorry, I dropped you, not only do the right thing and keep the proper count and all that stuff, but also have a positive attitude, so you're making good decisions. You're not psyching yourself out saying, oh boy, it's borderline whether I should hit this 12 or not, but I'm going to go ahead and stay because I'm scared and I don't want to lose the hand. And then you start making mistakes that cost you a lot more than a bad count would. So anyway, so ended up ahead $10.50 on the blackjack, went back and played some more slots, and ended the session ahead $1 on the slots, so not a big deal. And we're going to move on here in just a minute to the next casino, and hopefully we can get at least some slots in, possibly a little bit of blackjack, and I'll be back to update you. Blackjack's not great at the next place, but maybe we can have we can find a good table and have some positive variance. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I pull into this place. I'm walking in. everything's looking pretty normal. I find a machine that I want to play, and it's one I really don't like it. It's one of the newer ones. It's high variance. I don't really love it, but it's in position, so I sit down and play it, and immediately I'm ahead like $90 on this thing, but I'm playing it out, and then I get to even, and then down 100, and then down 200, and then down almost 300, and I'm like, man, these machines sometimes makes you wonder how big your advantage really is. I mean, we know we've quantified it, but sometimes with the variance, it's like, okay, something is giving me a 1% advantage, but how far do I have to go to realize that advantage? If it's 1,000,000 spins or 5,000,000 spins, it may not be worth it for me, right? If it's 1,000 or 10,000, yeah, sure, that's not a big deal. Anyway, I ended up playing it out. Took about half an hour to play it out, and I ended ahead $111 on that machine after all that, but I'll take it, definitely. And looked around at other machines, didn't find anything. Blackjack, there were 3 tables open, 8 deck, hit 17, poor penetration, so I decided to just skip that for now. So right now we're going to move on to another casino, and hopefully we can find some blackjack at that place and see what happens. So I'm going to let you go for now, and I'll be back to update you soon. Oh man, you missed everything. You should have been there. It was crazy. You should have seen this. I go in, I'm looking around, no machines to play, find a table, only one person on it, it's the end of the shoe, I'm ready to go, I sit down, start playing, win the first hand, lose every other hand, until a third person came to the table and was playing 2 hands, and I finally got up about half a shoe of play with just me and another guy. I won 1 hand. Luckily, it was a lower limit table. I ended up leaving when the third person came and he was playing 2 hands. It was a negative count anyway. Moved on to another table. Now this one, I was going to play earlier, but I didn't because the shoe wasn't over and there was no one at the table. But it was so close to being over, I min bet until the shoe ended. I got a blackjack on the first hand and lost the next 2 hands. And then we started the next shoe, and the losing continued on the next shoe. I had bought in for 300, and then 200 more, and then 200 more on a low limit table. And then the brother of the guy who came to my table, the first table, came to this table and was harassing the dealer, and telling him about, you dealers, you this, you did this, you screwed the customer, and all this stuff. And I'm like, that's just rude. Why would you do that? And anyway, I finished my play. I played for about 45 minutes or so, just couldn't get anything going, and I finished the shoe just barely even, and ended up leaving ahead $12.50. But that was a lot of nothing there. But when I got up, I was talking to the pit bosses, and I'm like, people are just so rude, the things that they say to dealers. A dealer is basically Vanna White. They don't control the cards. They don't shuffle the cards anymore. They don't cut the deck. You cut the deck. Blame yourself, It's like, or the algorithm. We will prove it one of these days, I promise. Now, I do believe that there is a possibility of an algorithm, but, what do I know? Anyway, right now I am going to move on. I'm going to go stop at a place and grab some vegetables to eat, and then we're going to continue on to our next casino. So for now, we're moving on to get some food, and then we will go to another casino. And I saw another friend in there, talked to him for a little while, and he was complaining about the area, and I'm like, man, this is one of my best areas that I go to. I know it's not great, but it's like, if you can squeak out 200 here and 200 there, you can make a living at it, I mean, what's the average person make? $30 an hour, $60,000 a year, that's $5,000 a month. To get $5,000 a month, it's only $1,200 a week. If you play 5 days a week, it's $250 a day. $250 a day is not hard to do in this business. So, I mean, what else are you going to do if you're an average person? You don't have some big degree in doing underwater welding and stuff like that, you know? What else are you going to do to make money that's more than that? And gives you the flexibility as well. So don't listen to what everybody else says. Oh, it's not really flexibility. It's flexibility, believe me. I know certain tables are open at certain hours, but you know what? Certain businesses are open at certain hours too. You got to work 8 to 5, 7 to 4, 9 to 5, 9 to 6. You have to work those hours at most jobs, all right? Don't tell me there's no flexibility. I can come in here at 8 in the morning. I can come in here at 8 at night, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. And all those places, for the most part, all those times, I'm going to have tables to play. I'm going to have machines to play. So don't listen to even some of these APs that are a little upset after a while if they're going through a rough patch and they're like, well, I thought it was going to be a lot of freedom, but it's really not. And I've heard them on other podcasts. Well, I mean, how much more freedom do you want, honestly? I mean, you want them to just hand you money when you walk in? I don't get it. So, I mean, I think this is a really good job. It's something that you do that on your own schedule and make as much as you want or as little as you want, and have high risk, medium risk, low risk, whatever you want, you decide. So can't really complain. I can complain, but nobody cares. So anyway, I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Stopped at the grocery store, got some things, and not just for me, but for my mom also. Got some nice vegetables, enjoyed that in the car. Feeling good, feeling healthy, and moving on to the next casino. I've been driving for a while now, and just getting close to the next stop. I noticed there's a lot of traffic heading the other direction, probably some kind of accident or something like that, and it's actually kind of congested going this direction as well, so hopefully no problem this direction. But I'm only a couple miles away from the casino. The temperature right now is 60 degrees outside. Beautiful day, and finally maybe spring has sprung. We will see. And just kind of enjoying the drive, enjoying the vegetables, listening to some podcasts, and just continuing my trip. I'm ready to hop in here, stretch my legs a little bit, take a little walk, hopefully make some money, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. The frustration runs deep. Very frustrated at this point. I looked around, found a couple tiny plays, made like 50 or 60 bucks. Then had another one that was kind of borderline, played that one, and after that one was over, I was down about $30. And I had seen a play when I first got in there, in the high limit, it was $20 a spin. And I thought it was in an okay place, but I was going to see if someone wanted to split it with me, because I don't like that game very much. And variance on that game is very high too, so I was a little bit worried about that. Well, I ended up playing it by myself after showing it to someone else, and they said, oh, let me take a look at it. It's in the high limit? Okay, let me take a look at it. Take them all the way over there, and they're like, oh, I don't have that much money. I only have $100 and whatever dollars. I'm like, why would you walk all the way to the high limit with me if you only have...
sale of 65% of it was for $1.9 billion.
Sorry, guys. That was a podcast I was listening to. Why would you come all the way to the high limit with me if you only have $100? So frustrating. And I said, fine, I'll play it by myself, I guess. And so I did, and got just killed on that thing. Spun that thing about, let me think about it here, because of the points I got. I'm estimating like 400 times, and never got anything that paid over $150, including the final result, which paid $150 at $20 a spin. And I mean, I hung in there. I didn't lose $7,000 or anything, but I did lose over $2,000. I checked everything out later on. I was down for the day $2,418 due to that slot. So it's frustrating because I just lost the last 2 days of work that I did. You know, make 1,000 here, 1,000 there, and give up 2,000 on one machine. Very frustrating, especially on one that I normally wouldn't play. And if that guy hadn't said, yeah, show it to me, I wouldn't have even gone back there. I would have just said, I'm just going to get out of here, down a couple bucks, and I'm done. But it was right in front of me. I was down slightly. Technically, it was a play. And I said, what the heck, I'll just do it by myself. I mean, it would have been almost as bad if we split it and I lost half that much. But, so frustrating. So, anyway, yeah, feeling the pain right now. I'm going to continue my trip here. I'll come back and update you. All right, guys, real quick, I forgot to tell you guys about what happened with American Express. The lady called me back this morning, and she stated that it has to go to a special team. They're going to listen to the voice, to the calls that I made, and everything that we discussed and all that kind of stuff. And then they're going to make a determination about the points. She's going to take care of the $70 in bag fees, but the points are up in the air. However, she said if they decide that they're not going to give it to me, she will refund the trip and then redo the trip again. And since now I do have that plan for the airlines on my card, I will get that 95,000 points. Now, the weird thing is, I did record the call, but since it was on Bluetooth, you could barely hear her on the other side, but I do have it, and I could probably make a transcript if I needed to, but we'll see what happens. I mean, if it works, it works. If not, that's fine. It's a free roll, but I thought I'd throw that out there, let you guys know what happened with that. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Feeling cool, feeling all right. Frustrated, but I'm all right. I'm all right. A couple hours later, still driving, and I thought the day was wrapped up before I went to that last spot. And generally, I'm in and out of there in 20, 30 minutes, and I make or lose 100 or two, and it's not a big deal, but today it was a big deal. Anyway, we can do our segments. What did you eat today, MW? Today I just had some vegetables. So it was fine. I mean, it's vegetables, fresh vegetables. And what did you tip today, MW? Actually, today I played, was that 2 or 3 sessions? I believe it was 3 sessions of blackjack today. And the first session was the big one, made $1,050. Actually, I guess I only played 2 sessions. The second one I only made $12.50, and in both events I tipped $0. Don't let the casino take your money. Keep your tips for yourself and your family. So $0 in tips today. And just continuing my trip. This is the only place on my whole trip where there's a traffic light on the highway. It's pretty annoying, but so continuing my trip, I've got this meeting tonight coming up. It's in about an hour, and this is the one that I've been waiting for, where people tried to prevent me from doing something that I needed to do for the good of the people, for the good of the neighborhood. And then when they were forced to do it, they tried to force me to go along with them in the way that they were going to do it, which I did not. And now they're facing a big problem. And if this doesn't work tonight, then they're going to be suffering greatly, money-wise. There's going to be some serious repercussions, and they don't have my support. They're going to have to do it on their own now. So we'll see what happens with that. If it doesn't happen, then most likely there's going to be a pretty big problem. It'll be in the news, and it's all because people are stubborn, and they don't want to do what's best for everyone. They want to do what's best for people who agree with them, and now they have a problem on their hands. I told them 2 years ago, I told them 3 years ago, I told them last year, I told them in February that they needed to get this done before it was too late, and I was mocked, and now chickens are coming back to roost. So we're going to see what happens here, and yeah, I'll let you know. So right now I'm going to continue on. The weather has gotten a lot more cloudy, but temperature is still holding up pretty well. It's 63 degrees right now, cloudy skies, and should be back to town in almost an hour, and then head over to my meeting, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time. Good evening, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 89. I don't know if this should be part of a new episode or not, because actually I wrapped up the last episode a couple hours ago before my meeting, and I'm actually thinking about going and playing tonight before leaving early in the morning to play. So I'm not really positive about what's going to happen, but I wanted to give you an update on this meeting that I had. Let's just say, look who came crawling back. They all admitted that I was right. And I'm not doing it to say that I'm right or to prove that I'm right, but because it is right. And when you know something is right, you'll take the ridicule, you'll take the pain, you'll take the abuse, let people make fun of you, let people say whatever they want. If you don't stand for anything, you'll fall. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything, right? Isn't that the saying? And when I stand for something, I don't care what anybody else thinks. If I know it's the truth, I stand for the truth. And today we had lawyers tell us that I was right, and we made the changes that I've been recommending for years because they're right. So just thought I would throw that out there. Right now, I am heading toward home, and should be home in a little while. I hang out with the family for a while, and I'm thinking when the kids go to sleep, maybe I will take off and either go play slots or go to the poker club. I'm not really sure, but I kind of don't want to leave the day hanging as it is with a 2K loss as my last thing that I did today. But we'll see. Probably not. I'm going to try to get out tonight, but we'll see how tired I am, and we'll get things figured out. So for now, I'm going to let you go. It is still Thursday night, and I'll be back to update you.